That's why a lot of people say, well, gosh, why does the Catholic Church not use more video streaming of masses? Another one of the topics that a lot of my friends frequently ask about is the view of communion or the Eucharist before I became a Catholic. So, simply put, before I became a Catholic, the view of the Eucharist that I understood and followed for many, many years was that it was a representative or a symbolic act that you did to just be reverent and respectful of the sacrifice that Jesus made. So, the as a friend of mine called them, chips and juice that you consume was just a representative act, a very nice representative act, and I did that for many, many years. After becoming Catholic and realizing what the scriptures actually say about it, however, puts a whole completely different spin and understanding and knowledge of what that means. The scriptures are very clear. That is not a representative act. Of course, Jesus said, do this in remembrance of me. But if you read all of that, Jesus said very clearly, this is my blood and this is my body, and you are to consume it. And many Christians in the early church were persecuted and killed on the basis of cannibalism because the Roman Empire and the people who were persecuting them prosecuted them for claiming that it was actually became the body and blood of Christ, and therefore they were committing cannibalism. And those people died. They died martyrs for the faith because they would not admit or agree that it was some sort of a symbolic act. So I think that's really beautiful. Once you realize what that means, after you read the scriptures, both in the 6th chapter of John, but also other parts of the New Testament, when Jesus said in the Gospels, this is my body, what that means to a Catholic is when you take the Eucharist, you are actually, that has been transformed into the actual body of Christ, the actual blood of Christ. And so when you consume that, you are actually becoming in complete and full communion with Jesus. So when he said, I will be with you until the end of the age, he was telling you the truth. That's when you consume that Eucharist, you are becoming one with Christ and consuming his body, soul, and divinity completely. You're becoming one with his body, soul, and divinity. And that's one of the most beautiful parts of the Catholic Eucharist. And that's why a lot of people say, well, gosh, why does the Catholic Church not use more video streaming of masses? Because you can't consume the body, soul, and divinity of Christ by video. It has to be done in person. It's been that way for 2,000 years plus, and it's important. And for a Catholic, that is the essence of the faith. It's the essence of the Mass. It's the most spiritual and reverent thing that we can do. And it's to a Catholic, and once I realized this, it's become by far the most beautiful and important aspect of the Catholic faith, from my perspective, is the fact that we get to actually become one with Christ, body, soul, and divinity, completely, blood, everything, as part of the Eucharist. I think that's one of the most beautiful aspects of the faith.